Ready for my big scene, Mr. Director?
What a stunt! What a robot! What did you say your name was?
They call me Hoist.
What a name! Good job, Moist!
Okay, here is a look at NewAge number 65 Keaton, which is their version of a legend scaled mini masterpiece Hoist. So here you could see what the front of the box looks like with the nice artwork of the toy, and the back of the box you get the nice image there of Hoist in alt mode carrying a Sunstreaker in alt mode. The other side you get your product images, the other side same thing. Top of the box the cool transformation sequence, which I really like, and the bottom you get a image of the product in alt mode. So that is a look at the box. So now let's take a closer look at the figure, but first we need to go over all of the accessories and everything it comes with. No bio card, which is a big disappointment. I don't know how Larkin was able to get all of those cards. I asked him, but I didn't hear anything back. But anyways, here is a look at the instructions. Trying to get one big shot, and you could see the transformation. I'll just let you know that transformation is easy, and it was fun figuring out how to transform it. And I think I'm gonna do the transformation a little bit differently, showing you exactly the way I figured it out, since it didn't seem to take that long. But in terms of accessories, you get your typical alternate hands that do open up because on that wrist rotation. So these are always really nice. Plus I really like the plastic quality and the nice paint finish, really nice. And then we get the two accessories. You get this hammer that, you know, appeared in the episode where he was using it. And then oh yeah, this is cool. You get the his arm cannon where he could blast the Constructicons. So this is really cool. And then more of the build a figure. We got the head for Autobot Spike. So just take a closer look. You could see this is really nicely sculpted. And yeah, I'll put it together. I was laughing because I already mentioned it before. It's very unfortunate that they didn't paint this nice finish like they do on all their other figures, which makes me wonder if they're gonna release Auto Spike, you know, all together with all the pieces with the nice paint finish. But anyways, I'll show you, you know, what that looks like at the end. But that's a look at the accessories. So now let's take a closer look at the figure. And yeah, aesthetically, you know, for me, I think the green is a little dark. I think it should have been a little lighter so it will stand out a little bit more as a green color, because right now it's almost bordering on the black because it's so dark. But you could see the nice is that transparent? I think the front is transparent. And then obviously the side is nicely painted. Look at the nice details from the cartoon that are painted there, and the back. Man, again, you know, this really is the reason why I call these mini masterpiece. I mean, look at the wheels with the treads on there. Man, I mean, how can you not call this mini masterpiece? But anyways, I digress. So here is a look at Hoist. So now let's do some comparisons. So let's first start with the animation model and see how well they captured the toon aesthetics. And I'll just point out some things first. I mean, I don't know what you call these two orange things on the top, which are his wings, but you could see that they did put it in the correct place, which is very toon accurate. So I think they did a nice job there. And then from the back view, you could see they also did a really nice job capturing the toon aesthetics. I don't know what you call that, you know, but to, you know, carry the vehicles. And look at the wheel is black. And if I wanted to point things out aesthetically, Yeah, you can nitpick about the green ball joint there. I mean, it doesn't clean up, but if you understand, the form and function, how this is engineered to transform using that ball joint at this scale, it should be understandable. And yeah, I just noticed this. I like the hollow area in the side windows, because that is very tune accurate. So now let's bring out the comparison with the Magic Square. And here I'll just give you a quick tour so you could see for yourself the difference between the two. Obviously, Magic Square is always a little bit bigger, and NewAge always has the nice paint finish and the better quality plastic, but that's not to say this is bad. It just has a different look. But the reason why I pointed out things with this is I feel like I'm picking on Magic Square, but I am objectively pointing out the facts that, those two orange things on the top, which are his wings, they're missing here. They actually fold down inside, so that's not very tune accurate. And the only reason why I'm just going to be pointing that out is because I know Magic Square is aware of it. They do a good job. It's just they didn't do that, probably because they weren't able to figure out solutions on how to do that. But I'm just pointing out because I know they're aware of it, but this is what they ended up giving us. And then the nice wheel on the bottom there, I pointed out because Magic Square, they just made it orange. It wasn't even a black plastic. So I know I'm sounding like I'm picking on them, but I'm just going to nitpick all the facts. And then I guess you could point out little details. I mean, look at the windshield wipers here to kind of capture a little bit of realistic. And here, NewAge, it doesn't have it. So this is more tune accurate. I don't even think their toy version is going to have the windshield wipers. But anyways, here's a look at that. And I wanted to bring out grapple, but I don't want to go through the work of transforming it in alt mode, transforming it in alt mode. So I will show you that in robot mode, since that's how I plan to keep both of these. So now let's go ahead and transform Hoist to his robot mode and take a look at that. Okay, to transform Hoist from vehicle alt mode to his robot mode, I said I was going to do the transformation different for the first time, and that's just to kind of show you how I figure things out with no instructions, not watching other people's reviews. So, maybe you could pick up on things on how I kind of figure it out. So first, I just kind of look at I don't look at it. I mean, I just kind of imagine what the robot mode looks like. So I kind of know what's the front, the back, and stuff like that. So now I'm trying to figure out how to do all of it. And you could see that this is the bottom, the legs, and these are supposed to go on the back of the arms, and the arms are obviously folded up in there. So this has to open up somehow. I see the parting line here. I see some parting lines there. Yeah, so that should make sense. There's the ball joint up there, so obviously it's meant to go up on both sides. And then after we got that, now obviously this should all come up, which it does. And then obviously these legs come down, I guess, from the joint up here on his waist. And then obviously you need to separate these two, and I know this is backwards just from the angle, so that obviously needs to be rotated around 180, and that makes sense because the little details on his ankles are supposed to be on the outside. And then the feet are on the bottom, and unfortunately you definitely need a spudger or something to help get this out. And unless and they didn't even give you a little nub right here. Well, actually they did. So yeah, you could bring out the foot, and yeah, I do see a little nub there. So here I need to flick it really hard to get that stuck out, which is enough to be able to bring the foot out. And then his wheels are supposed to be on the outside, so kind of looking to see how do you bring the wheels. There's a parting line here, so that means, oh, well, that's really clever. Now you just simply swap this over, so you bend the bend his lower foot forward, which will now give you the room to rotate the foot tire to the outside, and then you just close that back up, and it looks like, yeah, we got the legs done. Okay, and then now we need to clean out, well, no, we need to bring out these arms. So these arms, obviously, we need to make sure we have room to bring these out. It looks like it's just on the hinge here. And then obviously we're going to have to move these arms out so that they can come down. And obviously his head needs to come out. And let's see what happens if you push here. Okay, if you push the head up, it's lifting up this orange panel piece. And I kind of don't like the design of this. Let's see, rotate the head around. That thing that's supposed to be on his back, not on his head, whatever you call this thing. But I think the toy version, something like that, where they have this attached to the head. But yeah, I kind of don't like that. I know Magic Square, they made it as a separate attachment, so this is more further on his back. But anyways, obviously now we could fold down the top of his chest, bring down his arms, and then let's see. This should just come down on that hinge up there, closes up, and then obviously his wings need to be rotated up at an angle. And just letting you know that that came off because if I remember, that was part of the accessories, so some assembly is required. You need to put those on, I think. And they are the same size, so it doesn't matter which side you put it on. And then I guess we need to straighten this out so we could lift this up and then put the wings at an angle. And then let's see, how do we close this up? This looks like it's a triple hinge. So that means one is to come up and the other is to come up more. And then obviously this needs to come up. And I think that cleans up really well. And then I remember seeing from the videos, these side pieces of the vehicle, they're just kind of hanging up there, but that's not very tune accurate. I did a lot of my own study drawing, so I know what Hoist is supposed to look like, and that's not very tune accurate. And it doesn't fold up or anything, so it's just this one panel piece. But let's see if we can do a custom transformation here, just to bring those down a little bit. I think, yeah, that now lines up a little bit better. It's a little lower, so let's see, do the custom transformation to kind of use that nice ball joint that's exposed in alt mode. And then we can put that the other way around and then reattach his wing. And then get these back at a nice V-shape angle. And let's see, I think this looks a little bit more proportionately accurate, at least for me. Subjective, aesthetics are all subjective, so it's based on your individual preference. So I like the look of it. So yeah, that's my long way of showing you the transformation, just describing to you all the steps that I go through trying to figure out how to do the how to transform figures. And I don't know if you thought that was fun, but that's actually fun for me. It's like a Rubik's Cube, a puzzle, trying to figure out how to transform it. So I actually enjoy the process of what I just did, trying to figure out how to transform things, looking things carefully, just knowing this is the front of the vehicle, it's the front of his chest, things like that. But anyways, now here is a here is a look at Hoist in his robot mode. So now let's see, does he have heels? No. Let's get him standing and come up a little bit so we can get a closer view. Look at that nicely sculpted head for such a small figure. Nicely painted visors, very tune accurate. And it is on a ball joint, so obviously can go up, down, rotate side to side, all around. And then his shoulders, you could see they do go out to the side. They can go forward and back. It's just a little interference with the side of the vehicle. And then he does have nice bicep swivel. He does have elbow joint. Is that? No, it's just 90 degrees. And then he does have the fist rotation. And oh yeah, I need to figure out which side is his cannon on. I think it's supposed to be on his what is it? His left hand, right? So yeah, you can take this off, and now this is more tune accurate. Yeah, I say yeah because this is what I like, the tune accuracy. But yeah, you do get the fist rotation, and if you want, you can open up his hands, replacing it with the wrist rotation hand. So that's kind of cool. And then he does not have waist rotation. But his legs can go up. It cannot go back. He does have thigh rotation. He does have a knee bend, and his feet can just go down. And I think, yeah, he does have nice ankle rockers. So yeah, this this is another Magic Square figure that is well done. Not one of my favorites. I mean, I like the character, but I said not one of my favorites, just in terms of the way it's designed. You know, I was telling you the head with, you know, this thing, they put it attached to it. Yeah, can't really complain, because I understand the way they designed it. But yeah, this is a really nice looking figure. And now let's bring out some comparisons. So first, let's bring out his buddy, Grapple. So now we could see what these two look like together. Yeah, this looks really nice. I think this scales well. I think the Masterpiece Grapple is a little bit bigger, but for me, you know, when I watch the cartoon, I almost think that they are about, I mean, Hoist is a little bit smaller, but, you know, not by that much. I think this is captures the scale a little bit more accurate. I really like this. This looks really, really nice. So now let's do this first. Let's compare this with the animation model, and you could see how well they captured the tune aesthetics. And yeah, even the animation model, that, I don't know what you call that thing on his head, which I think is supposed to be on his back. Yeah, that's a little off, but I do like this. This always bothered me with all the previous versions, how it wasn't tune accurate. You could see it's all white down here on the top of his foot, should be painted white. So they did a nice job capturing the tune aesthetics there. And then the back, I don't know. I mean, I understand because you have to put the junk in the trunk somewhere, so I'm okay with that. It looks good. And no one, like I said many times, no one really looks at the back, so I think it looks really nice. And now for another comparison, I'm gonna have to transform this. And let me just tell you that, you know, when I was trying to transform this was really hard. And then for some reason I was looking this on YouTube, and I looked at my video and I did one of those quick you know, transformation animation or whatever, stop motion. So I wasn't able to figure out how to do this, but since I did not do the transformation, let me see if I can do the reverse transformation here. So now let's see. First, we need to open up these panels that form the side of the vehicle, and then we need to lift this up so we can bring out his legs and accordion that all out, and then give some room here so we can rotate up these wings that are positioned in the wrong place. They should be folded down. And then let's see here, we need to straighten out these legs. So I'm basically doing the same thing like I did, trying to figure out the transformation by carefully looking at it, knowing, you know, what part I'm working on, which is the feet, so I know the correct orientation that's supposed to be in. I know those details there are supposed to be on the outside, so when I rotate that, that's rotating the feet backwards, so I know it needs to be rotated around on the lower half. So now the legs look like they're done. And then the arms here, they come out, and I think we need to get some room here. This piece needs to come out, yeah. Well, first I guess I'll just let you know that the tolerance is not good. The head would not tuck down in there, so I actually had to remove the head, so that's not good. And yeah, even trying to figure out how to open this piece up is a little challenge here. And I'm definitely taking up more of your time because
Take it easy.
I wasn't
It isn't worth getting this upset, is
to
it?
do all of this on camera. But let's see if I can. Yeah, see, if I'm already doing this, then you should already know that this is not designed very well. So this needs to come up just so we can rotate out these pieces that are going to form the shoulders joints for the arm, and make sure you get those joints for the side panel pieces out of the way. And as I was trying to rotate this just maneuvered back in, and then we get this out, and we need to pull out his head. Maybe this is good because now all of this will validate what I have to say about this figure after. But let's see, we bring this out, and then we need to now start adjusting all of these arm and shoulder pieces. And then this should go in. There is that slider in there, so that slides back, and obviously this is supposed to come down. And then these, I think, are better proportion. The side of the vehicle that's on the back of his arms, and then adjust these wings so that they form that nice V shape. And then the back just cleans up. You just lift that up, and then I can reattach the head, and I have to do it carefully to make sure it doesn't that panel piece doesn't fall back in, and it is just on a post. And then we can, this is what I was talking about, this piece, it should be on his back. And here they made it as a kind of like the original, well, I was going to say original G1, but now you could see this one seems more proportionately correct. And here I'll just explain the head. You're supposed to rotate this around, transforming it to alt mode, and tuck it in, and you could see it's the tolerance, it's hitting there. So I'm telling you, there's an issue there. That's why I had to pull out his head for the transformation. But anyways, I just thought I'd do the transformation since I never did the transformation. I did one of those quick things. But anyways, now we could do the comparison between the two. And first of all, this is their second version. So, you know, I was telling you the top of the foot is painted white to be more tune accurate, because I did not like the color aesthetics from their first version because it wasn't very tune accurate. So yeah, now we can do a comparison between these two. And yeah, when it comes to aesthetics, you know, like I said many times, that I'm trying to get clear to the Transformers collectors community out there, it's all subjective. It all depends on your personal preference. So if you like this or if you don't like that, you know, that's okay, because that's your opinion. So subjectively speaking, I actually like both, but obviously I'm gravitating more towards NewAge because of the nice paint finish. but I already point out things I don't like. I don't like the thing on his head, and then the back of the wings is not very tune accurate. But here, aesthetically speaking, Magic Square I think did a better job. Now in terms of the engineering, maybe you could already tell how easy this was to figure out, and this one it's more complicated, but there's tolerance issues, so in terms of the engineering, not so good. And then in terms of form and function, you know, the articulation and stuff, I think they both do a good job. And so now for one last comparison, just to try to end this review so it doesn't end up going on and on. Here is a look at the grapple next to their version of Hoist, the second version of their grapple with, yeah, I already complained, but I'm just going to point it out again. The first version did not have the blue windows, which it should have had, and then they fixed, you know, these things to be more tune accurate, but they changed this. I don't know if they did it on purpose, and now they painted this silver instead of keeping it white to be tune accurate. So I'm just pointing out things that I'm really upset in Magic Square. I don't know why they did that. The same thing with their side swipe. Now we have 3 versions of the side swipe. But anyways, I'm rambling. So here you could see what these look like. Yeah, so you could decide for yourself which one or which ones that you think look nice. Like I said, I like both, you know, for different reasons. And since I'm collecting both, I mean, I have to get both. But anyways, with that, yeah, it's a nice figure. And the last thing I said I need to go over is the auto spike. So with the auto spike, now let's bring him out, what we have so far, and then we can, this is the first time I'm doing it, so let's see. It looks like it should tab in from the back, and you need to stabilize it. Okay, and it should just pop right in, and it does. And now this is what we have for auto spike so far. I'm really looking forward to this, even though I already told you my complaint that they didn't paint these the nice paint finish that they have on all their other figures. And I told you I have a feeling that they're gonna, don't worry for those people that want this and didn't buy all the individual figures, because I do have a feeling that they're gonna release auto spike that's better than, you know, that's better painted than that, or it's going to be painted as opposed to this one that's not. But anyways, here's a look at the auto spike. And now just my final thoughts and review really quickly. This is another nice figure by NewAge. It's not one of my favorites, but you know, overall it's nice, and I'm really happy to just add more to my collection that I'm looking to complete. And this is, in my opinion, I think it's an important character to have, especially if you have the grapple. And yeah, the engineering stuff like that was very easy. There's just little nitpicky things here that I have, you know, issues with, but they're nothing major. There's no major issues with the figure. Overall, it's a really nice figure by NewAge. And so yeah, that's it. That's my final thoughts and review for the NewAge legend scaled mini masterpiece Hoist. And there he is next to his buddy Grapple, along with all of the other Autobots in my collection. So here you could see what my current collection looks like, what I have so far, and just do a quick tour all around. So here you could see Omega. Back there you could see the Dinobots, and over here Skyfire with Optimus, Alita 1, Sunstreaker's missing his buddy Sideswipe. You got Jazz, Wheeljack, Bumblebee, the mini figures. You have all 6 of the mini bots, and then we are still missing some of the other figures such as Red Alert, and we are missing Perceptor. I really want the Perceptor. Oh, missing Tracks and Skids, and I'm not sure who else is missing, but pretty much this collection is slowly getting there. And just real quick, down here you could see my Decepticon collection. So just a quick tour so you could see what I have. The Reflector, Devastator, the Constructicons, Soundwave, which is really dark, and his cassette minions, the Coneheads, the Insecticons, Bombshell, you need to stand up here. And obviously we're going to get the Stunticons, and just now wondering if we're going to get a Bruticus as well. But anyways, here's my collection, and one final look at the NewAge Hoist.
Well, Moist?
Excuse me, but the name's Hoist? My duty as an Autobot comes first.